Wallahi, our narrative of Jesus is so much more practical, so much more virtuous than their narrative.
So much more practical and virtuous. Did you get? All right, now I'm going to show it.
I just want to point out the obvious here. Islam doesn't really have a narrative of Jesus and who Jesus was and what he did at all, except for a few phrases where Jesus suspiciously sounds exactly like Muhammad in the 7th century. The only thing that they do have is what Jesus will allegedly do when he comes back as an Islamic Jesus in the future. When he would come back, he would simply come back and fight evil and destroy, and of course kill the pig and break the cross and then kill the Dajjal. That's what he would do. He is not even in that way compared to the Christian depiction of Jesus, the actual depiction of Jesus. Not even in that regard there is much information or much greatness about Jesus.
And let's go ahead and take a look at the Islamic Jesus. This is the Islamic Jesus. So the Jesus of the Bible faces death. When people come to kill him, he faces death and is executed. So this is Ibn Kathir, the commentary of Ibn Kathir. Supposedly, according to mainstream Islamic interpretation, this is saying that Jesus never died by crucifixion, never happened. And the story that lots of people hear, because it became popular in our time, but the story that we hear is that Jesus was replaced by Judas. So Judas was actually crucified in Jesus' place. 12, 13, or 17 of his companions, that day was a Friday in the evening. They surrounded Isa in the house. And when he felt that they would soon enter the house, or that he would sooner or later have to leave it, he said to his companions, "Who volunteers to be made to look like me, for which he will be my companion in paradise?" A young man volunteered, but Isa thought he was too young. He asked the question a second and third time, each time the young man volunteering, prompting Isa to say, "Well then, you will be that man." Allah made the young man look exactly like Isa, while a hole opened in the roof of the house, and Isa was made to sleep and ascended to heaven while asleep. This is the brave Muslim Jesus, the superior Muslim Jesus, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, they're about to come get me? They've sent an army, they've sent soldiers to come get me, they've surrounded the place. What are we gonna do? Hey, who wants to be disguised by God to be crucified in my place while I take a nap and get taken up to paradise?
This is Islam trying to depict Jesus in their view, just the way Muhammad was a coward, and they want to take Jesus and also depict him as a coward in order to make him fit into Islam, just like Muhammad.
Muslims, is this more brave? You have the pillars of dawah. I mean, you have the pillars of dawah sitting at a table, and they're saying, let's just compare Muhammad with Jesus in terms of the virtue of bravery. Oh, Jesus, he wasn't brave because he wasn't a politician. And even Sneeko brings up, what about being crucified and so on? The Jesus of the Bible knows that he's going to be crucified, knows what it's for, and faces torture and death for the sake of others. That's not brave. That's not brave, according to our Muslim friends. And then he goes on to say, but Jesus in Islam is way more virtuous. So what? The virtue of bravery? What does the Jesus of Islam do? Hey guys, they're coming to get me. Will someone else take my place and be crucified so I don't have to experience it? I don't want to do it. Please, God. Oh, great God, Allah, protect me and punish this guy in my place. Let him take this horrible punishment. He's just a young guy, a random young guy who, and keep in mind, would this young guy who's voluntarily being crucified in Jesus' place, would he be brave? Would he have the virtue of bravery? No, because he's not a politician. Notice the gospel reversal here. In Christianity, Jesus takes the punishment that other people deserve. In the Muslim sources, someone else takes the punishment that Jesus is supposed to have. So it completely reverses the gospel. But seriously, guys, how do you take someone like Mohammed Hijab seriously when he knows this is in his sources? He knows that Jesus of Islam is a coward who has someone else take his punishment while he takes a nap and gets taken up to heaven.
Our Jesus is so much more virtuous. Is the kind of man any young person would want to follow.
Any young person. Hey, Billy, you go be killed in my place. That's what young people like. Virtuous.
Jesus, they may, in their own religious context, want to follow him. But in the meantime, they're watching Andrew Tate because, in a way,
we're watching Andrew Tate. That's what we do. That's what Christians do. Do you think serious Christians are watching Andrew Tate? Like, look at what he's saying here. He's saying they may say they love Jesus, but they actually watch Andrew Tate. He's saying it's a bunch of Christians watching this because Jesus isn't appealing enough for us.
In the meantime, they're watching Andrew Tate because, in a way, Andrew Tate the character of Andrew Tate has certain things that the New Testament Jesus doesn't have.
Oh, man.
Look at Sneeko. Look at Sneeko. Again, Sneeko is the voice of reason here. He's like, oh my goodness. Just said, Andrew Tate, he says certain virtues that Jesus doesn't have. And what he's talking about is he's more of a man. Because look at him. Look at what he did. He got a Bugatti. It's funny, AP, as you pointed this out before. Andrew Tate used to circulate a picture of him being crucified for other people. Yeah. So wait a minute, that's Andrew Tate saying, I want to be like Jesus. I want to be like Jesus here. And then you've got Mohammed Hijab. No, Christians pretend to like Jesus, but they actually like Andrew Tate. This is like King of Dawah here. This is King of Dawah, and Sneeko's going, oh my goodness, look at this. What is this guy saying?
New Testament Jesus, I'm sorry to say, is a contradictory figure. Because you've got him when he's got no power, he's acting in a very forgiving, you could call it way, very placid way, very docile way.
Docile? Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites. That's docile. Flipping over tables in the temple. That's docile.
So ridiculously stupid. He's contradicting himself within just 1 minute, so blatantly.
But then when he comes back,
the biblical narrative.
When he comes back in the book of Revelation, what does he do? He kills it. So the moment you get power, you start. It's a killing spree now.
Mohammed, peace be upon you.
Boss, he is contradicting himself within just 1 minute, so blatantly. He just described Jesus in the Islamic narrative as much better and makes much more sense, not because of the things that Jesus did in his lifetime when he was here, before he ascended to heaven, according to the Islamic narrative, but because of what he will do when he comes back. And when he comes back, he will have power. He will have power given to him by Allah to come and to take out the Dajjal. And now he's suddenly saying that the Christian narrative of Jesus is actually nonsensical, and Jesus is not virtuous and not brave in Christianity, because when he was here, he was all peaceful and forgiving and docile and didn't do anything. But when he comes back, he will be powerful, and he will do justice and destruction and this and that. Excuse me, by the standards you just gave us, how in the world is Jesus different in the biblical narrative from how he was in the Christian narrative, or how he is in the Islamic narrative? Why is he in the Islamic narrative so much better and more virtuous, but not in the Christian narrative? You just said the very same thing.
Hijab, so right in front of everyone's face, just said, oh, Jesus is so great in Islam because when he returns, unlike when he was here the first time, when he returns, he's going to conquer the Antichrist. You see, he's so much more based in Islam. And then he turns right around and says, the Jesus of the Bible is a contradiction because when he was here, he was all docile and he didn't want to offend anyone and he never hurt anyone's feeling. What are you talking about? There's a reason they wanted to kill him. He picked fights with hypocrites and leaders everywhere he went. So he wasn't just docile and so on. And then when he comes, he's coming back to judge the world. And AP pointed, so he's here, he's not going around subjugating. Then when he returns, he's going to fight and judge. Wait a minute, that's exactly what Islam teaches. And Hijab literally just said it. He literally just said it about Islam. And then he says, you see, Jesus is a little weakling. It's a contradiction. It's a contradiction. He's not conquering, but later he's conquering. That's a contradiction. This dude is just wreaking havoc in the Dawah community. And this is Dawah.